What is going on, everyone? Platinum Beast coming at you with yet another video. Today we're going to be talking about headed toward more lockdowns. So, before I get into it, I want to mention that I don't believe it's going to be the same as it was before. And please just watch the full video and hear out my full opinion before leaving any comments down below, because this is a very controversial topic, but it's an interesting topic and I wanted to share it with you all and my thoughts and opinions. So with all that being said, guys, let's get into it. Okay, guys, so headed towards more lockdowns. Are we not? Who knows? Nobody really knows. It is the government after all, and they do whatever they want to do. At the end of the day, they've proven that time and time again. It doesn't really matter. Now, what I want to say is I do not think we will be headed towards lockdowns like we were last time. First and foremost, many of the southern or conservative states, if you will, have already come out and said, no, we're not going to be doing that. We do not care what anyone says. Where the lockdowns would most likely happen are northern and western states. Now, it's not a pro versus con. I'm not getting into any of the, politics of things, but the north and the west, and when I say west, I really mean far west, are the ones most likely to create more lockdowns. Now, if that were to happen, we could see it affect the prices of precious metals similar to what we saw in March 2020. Now, I don't think we will see as a drastic measure because we do understand quite a bit more about what's been going on in the world. However, I do think it will impact it in a big way, but a smaller way than last time, if that makes sense. So, if states like New York, California, places like that cease all operations on a whole basis, to try and stop things from happening, whatever they believe may or may not happen, it will just have to impact the price of everything really across the board. Stocks, precious metals, everything, right? What will most likely also happen is people from those states may end up moving, leaving, or going somewhere else and doing something else, right? So it could influence the real estate market. I can specifically talk about my state, Georgia. We have had tons of people move here from other states because they are unhappy with how their state governments are running things, with whether it's taxes, whether it's, their approach to everything going on. I know everyone has a different opinion and a different idea about everything currently going on, but nevertheless, lockdowns could occur on a state-by-state basis, and it could be different depending on where you are and what state you're in. But one thing is for sure, it will probably have a similar impact on precious metals, stocks, and other investment assets across the board. So I think it will have a short-term negative impact, but I think it will have a longer-term positive impact on the prices of the metals and everything like that. Just like we saw last March in 2020, we saw the price of everything shoot straight to the ground, except for gold. Gold held the strongest of almost any asset that I witnessed, but we saw everything go down at least a little bit. Gold even went down a little bit, but it held the strongest, but silver and platinum just went straight in the toilet. So we could see that happen again, where everything goes down for a week or two, and then it slowly makes its way back up, and it ends up floating at an even higher pace than before, right? We could actually see silver break and hold $30 an ounce. We could see platinum eventually break and hold $1,500 an ounce. I mean, the sky is really the limit as far as where it would end up. But I think it will definitely have a drastic impact on the prices of precious metals as a whole. Now, 2020 was a really, really rough year that no one really wants to go back to and live in. However, it is something we need to kind of keep note of and realize that it could potentially happen again on a smaller scale. It just depends on the approach that local and state governments take regarding everything that is still going on today, right? We obviously have come a long way from March 2020, but at the end of the day, different governments approach different things differently, and they take different approaches and they do different things. That's what makes America great, is we have 50 states and they all kind of just do their own thing, whatever they think is best. And people have different opinions, and people look at other people and say, what the heck? But at the end of the day, none of it really matters, because the state government is going to do what the state government wants to do. Now, I feel blessed enough to live in a state where, for the time being, we have local and state government that is very much pro, freedom and stuff. So I don't see anything really changing or happening in my state, but you may live in a state that unfortunately does change things up a bit. But nevertheless, what we're talking about right now is the price of precious metals and investment asset classes as a whole. And it definitely could be impacted, and it definitely could happen. Now, I say could happen. Lockdowns could happen on a state-by-state basis. Certain states could lock down. Certain states could stay not locked down. So that is the key in all of this. If certain states lock down, it really depends on the state. But if any state really locks down, sort of, in a way. Some of the big states, like I mentioned, New York and California, if they were to lock down and cease operations across the board for all businesses and everything, that would really put a dent in the economy, I personally believe. Now, if a smaller state like North or South Dakota or something closed down, which I don't think they're going to, but if they did, you might not even notice. But if a bigger state like what was mentioned does close down, it definitely could have a negative impact in the short term, but a positive impact in the long term, talking specifically about precious metals, stocks, real estate, and investment things such as that. Now, I think it would have a longer term bad side effect of, it would create another new class of unemployed individuals. It would create a lot more spending, a lot more debt, a lot more all kinds of stuff, because if these states do lock down, the federal government will have to step in and help, right? They will have to, and they will, with who's in charge right now, they will have to increase unemployment benefits. They will have to increase, the rent benefits. They will probably have to send out more PPP if they can to businesses within those states. And just, it will impact everyone. Even if you don't live in the state that which is being locked down, it will impact you nonetheless, because the federal government will be involved in some way, shape, or form. So it's definitely something that we need to kind of keep an eye on and keep note of. If we do see states start to implement this stuff, you may want to load up while you can, because when the recovery comes back, like we saw in 2020, in a way, it will be higher than it was before. So I just wanted to make this video talking about my thoughts and opinions on future lockdowns. Do I think it's a possibility? Yes. Do I think it's for sure? No, I'm not for sure on it. Do I think it's going to be a state-by-state thing? Absolutely. I think certain states have already come out and said no. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate everyone for stopping by and checking out the video today. Be sure to hit that like button on your way out. Hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you reside in a state that you are concerned about locking down? Do you reside in a state that you know for sure is not going to lock down? Do you think state-by-state lockdowns will have an effect on the economy as a whole? Let me know all that down in the comment section below. I love hearing from you guys. And with all that being said, guys, until next time, we will see ya.